Bull and the Bartender Show, Bull's Radio Lounge. Welcome on your Tuesday night, August 18th, to the Bull and the Bartender Show. I am Bull. Mark is getting some drinks ready to go for some of his kind of sporadic late, drinkers at the bar. Jazz is
I'm here, man.
Oh, you're here. All right, good. Mark, the bartender's in the house. Jazz, how are you, my friend?
What's going on?
What's going on? So welcome to the show. Another Tuesday night. We are live I'm live from the 25-foot bunker. Mark's from his bar, and then Jazz is from his bunker as well. So tonight got a couple things in the docket. We get to there's. I know you sent me the motocross story.
Dude, that was gnarly. Like
Yeah.
that's one of the like those two guys could have died this weekend. Like,
Yeah, I saw the clip of it before the show, and I was like, wow, that was really rough.
So like they clocked that bike supposedly. Like the like GPS shit was still working on it. It split them. It was still going 180K, which is like 90 something mile an hour.
Jeez, that's fast.
Like if that would have hit him, like that would have man. But like we'll get into it later on, man.
Yeah.
We can talk about it because like there was a Formula One crash there in 2002 that almost killed a guy too, and like that track's known for that, but it's a.
Yeah, I'll have to. That's sort of a curious question because is it? I wonder if it's a bike. Is it the bike itself, or is it the actual track, or a combination?
No, it's the track.
Of both?
Like the way that it's got that kink in it, and you're going from like 220 mile an hour down to like first gear down to like 40 or 50, like in that corner there.
We'll have to get into that a little bit later because I have a lot of questions on that, just about safety and all that other stuff.
Yeah,
general questions. They had a story about the White House is starting an investigation from a drone that almost hit the Air Force One.
About what?
There was a drone that almost hit Air Force One.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah. And in the article it says that what looks to be a drone that sort of flew in the flight path of the
might have been an alien, dude.
It could have been very small alien, but it might have been. You never know.
I saw your drone footage from the weekend, man.
Oh, did you like it?
Man, I have my RC car out today, dude. Like we got to see. Like I wonder if that drone could chase my RC car like up and down the street. Like,
I think
as fast as.
I think go
as
like
fast as my RC car goes.
How fast does your car go?
My fast one might go 55, maybe 60.
All right. So I know that with all the safeties on and everything like that, it can go about 30. I think it's like 30 or 35.
All right. Like my track truck will run about that fast.
But with in sport, it goes like 40.
Man, you gotta take that thing and like run it up under like the Platt Street Bridge. And like the Brorine Bridge where it's all loud and you see all the gears and shit. And
that's where I want to do, but it's a whole different ball game when you got to watch where you fly at. You know what I mean? So,
well, yeah, but you could stand in between like where the Publix is there, like on like the seawall and like fly it in between Platt Street and Brorine Street, and nobody's gonna especially if you're like 20 foot off the water.
Yeah, I want to get some better, sort of downtown Tampa shots. But the footage of it looks phenomenal, the actual video footage of it. That was shot, the 360 was shot in 1080, 1080, I think, P, with, I think, 30 frames per second. So.
Totally.
I mean, this thing is like if you guys know what that is, man, that's high definition,
Yeah.
So, and now the big thing, the big what to do, now is that with a new update that they have, they have to where you can like digitally zoom on the camera now.
Like after you've already taken the footage?
No, while you're doing it live.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so if you're doing like a, rental house or something like that you're doing for like a rental company, right? And you want to, fly at an altitude of, let's say 300 feet or so, you can still get like, 1080 4K digital zoom, that looks really clear.
I like it. So, man, the Rays are whooping that ass.
I know. They're talking to Johnny Bench right now.
I don't have the sound on. Like,
yeah, no, I got it on the ESPN one instead of that.
I was glad to see the Lightning are doing good too, man.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, they're up 3-1.
They lost the last game, didn't they?
Yeah, they just need one more to advance. They're 3-1.
What'd you think about that? The long play or the overtime?
I think it was great. That's what brought them together.
Like, I'm glad we were watching. We were on here because if I had been, it was like 6 hours.
Yeah.
Over 6 hours, I couldn't have did it.
From like what?
That's longer than like a baseball game, and I get ADD'd out on that shit.
Well, it was.
Man, yeah, I can't. I commend somebody that could just sit and just watch a whole baseball game. Unless it's like the playoffs and it's like important. Just sit the whole time through without changing the channel at all.
No, that's never gonna happen.
Well, I know.
Probably can. I change channels on commercials. I don't watch commercials.
Do you so you go to a different channel and watch something else, right? If it's on a commercial,
I'll watch a rerun in between innings.
Don't you hate it though when like both channels you're trying to flip to plays the same commercial at the same time?
Yeah, I do hate that. There's a couple commercials that annoy me anyway.
Yeah,
dude, I'll say it.
The Sonic Kid,
the fucking Sonic Kid, the fucking Truvada.
The who?
Oh yeah. That was a lot. It's so much though. It played that commercial so much on every channel.
With that one, there's like two of those Truvada ones that are like a prep pill, and it's like, dude, fucking, if you have that shit, you know about that pill. There's no reason to have that motherfucker on TV, like
all the time.
Yeah,
at night, in the daytime, in the morning.
And
like I know I probably sound like an asshole, man, but fuck that. Like I hate that fucking commercial. Like,
what is it about? What is what do you say, Ciabatta?
I think it's like an HIV pill or something like that.
It's an HIV, man. Like if I'm gonna have sex with like people of the same gender, but they might not like be the same person, kind of thing.
And you're talking about the Subway Ciabatta TV commercial?
Yeah, where like the dude's playing drums and they got a guy in like a library and like, man, it's all like for your first love or many loves, and like, nah, man, it's all fucking like, I get it. Like you like need that pill, I get it, but like if you need that pill, you probably don't need an ad on TV to like tell you about it.
So this is a pill to like, cure your AIDS.
No, it's a pill so you can have sex and not have to worry about getting AIDS.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
Wow, okay. I mean, that's...
Which, I mean, I don't care. Like, man, do what you want to do, but, like...
So you
I'm pretty sure if you're rolling in that crowd, you know about that pill. Like...
So you think it's just too much?
Yeah, dude. Pull up the ad. Watch that fucking ad. And you see what you think.
I'm trying to find it. All it is the Subway sandwich one.
What?
That's what it plays on. Yeah. No, I typed in.
I haven't seen that one.
No, listen, I pulled up the. Listen, I pull up the Ciabatta, commercial, and it pulls up the Ciabatta Subway commercial.
No, it's not Ciabatta. It's TRUVATA or something like that.
TRU.
It's like true. TRU Vada.
Truvada.
Yeah, like a TRUVATA or something like that.
I'm still not seeing anything about that.
I think we can move on.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you would have sent me the link, I may be able to pull it up, but
I don't want to hear it. I'm so sick of it.
Yeah.
I was sort of captivated about what was wrong with this commercial.
There's nothing wrong with it. They just play it over and over and over again and over again.
There's certain channels like there's an over-the-air channel that like always plays like.
But it's not
like
control. It's Truvada for PrEP, a once-daily prescription medicine for adults that, when taken every day, along with using
this one right here
practices, can help.
That's it, but that's not the ad.
Okay, yeah, I think I've seen those commercials before.
You have to if you watch TV.
Yeah, I feel like
yeah,
they play them like during prime time, and they play them, overnight and stuff like that, and
like they have that one
at any time.
Yeah,
you wake up to it.
That is true. You could wake up to it, because your TV knows what you're, thinking and stuff like that. Especially with these smart TVs. Do you think that the progression of TVs has made it safer for viewing? I
don't know about smart TV stuff, but I know when you search shit on like Google, the next day, like it comes up on your Facebook or like your Instagram page or whatever the fuck is on.
Shit,
like
it's so annoying. That's why I hate when like you just search for something for somebody else real quick.
Yeah.
And then like my homeboy bought like some LeBrons. He said, "Man, check these the ones I got." So I look them up. Down. This was like weeks ago. I
You're getting shoe
YouTube,
shit
I had
constantly.
like LeBron James shoes pop up still.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it's with. I see the TVs all the time, and I see how big they're getting and how they're going down in prices. Because you can get like an 85-inch TV for like $1,200, I think.
No, it's not the actual TV. It's the.
But it's the software that goes into it to where
in
you
your
can
search engine.
Yeah, those high resolution ones are still costing a shitload of money.
Yeah, but I mean, do you think those TVs are becoming more and more like invasive of privacy because all the things they have on there? And because
it's more it's the shit you're looking up on your phone, and then that goes to the rest of your social media and like internet history. And
yeah, I hate it.
that's just annoying because it's
I mean, I can't tell you how many like fishing videos and like bullshit I get from like boats and bike stuff and like
check this lure out. No, check that lure out. Or
like shit that has nothing to do with the stuff that I'm doing, but they still like send it to you because it was in some like subsect of
what you searched up originally.
Yeah,
that is sort of creepy. And then they want to, I guess they want to ban that TikTok app. I've heard about it, but I'm not too fond of what it actually is.
Yeah, I don't know nothing about TikTok. I just know, like, man, there's a bunch of shit that comes out of China, and if they're gonna harvest all your stuff, you're gonna get more like internet ads and like ads for Viagra and dumb shit.
Well, don't you think like even the phones that we use, because I have an iPhone. I don't know if you have an iPhone, Mark or Jazz.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, don't you think that somewhere along the way, because these cameras are on here, that they know that, hey, look, they could probably tap in with the right camera serial number and
Oh, they can tap into all that shit, but they don't have to. All they got to do is just monitor like your fucking Google search. Like, I mean, look how many stupid crimes, like when like Casey Anthony did her shit, they went and looked at her fucking Google search, and there was like how to put your baby to sleep, and like how to like you mainly put your baby down and all this crazy shit. Like
that was a whacked out story right there, man.
Well, I mean, yeah, but like it just goes to show you, whatever you look up on Google, man, like they can come back and fucking be like, oh yeah, you were looking at, man.
Well, I know like certain things that you search up, like nuclear material and stuff like that. That's highly flagged. Like even if you look up UFOs, it's highly flagged.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it's all about if you get caught for doing something, and then they really start looking at your shit.
Right. Like, all these hackers.
Well, not hackers. It's the government or whoever, man. It's whatever law enforcement, whatever you did, wherever you did what you did.
I don't know. I mean, that's a lot of work to be putting into it, So.
Yeah. So. Man,
what you got?
My buddy KP sent me a thing on Sunday, man, because you know how I got them flying squirrels?
Yeah.
That live in the neighborhood here?
Yeah,
you guys are always like, there ain't no fucking flying squirrel, blah, blah, blah.
I've seen it.
Okay. So I guess, man, there was a link to the SPCA, man. Somebody had one at like some like critter store up for adoption, man. Like it was a pet sugar glider, dude. This little motherfucker was so cool. Like,
okay, you can have those as pets, can't you?
Yeah, like I had heard that, but like I'd never seen one. Like, hey, you can get the sugar glider. Like, they had it up for adoption, but they wanted $100 for it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I was like, dude, Barcat is not going to let a fucking squirrel live in the bar. Like,
you never know. I mean, some animals get a
oh hell no.
No, I mean, listen.
Dude, Barcat has killed full-size squirrels that are big as her. Like, man, I don't think she's gonna let some little fucking varmint go flying around like the bar.
I read a story the other day about how a tiger had lost its, her litter, right?
Yeah.
So she was real depressed. So they had the same thing almost happened to like the set of piglets, and they wrapped them up in a tiger outfit and put them in the pen with the tiger to kind of let it sort of
And the tiger ate him?
Yeah, that would have been a good story too. But no, she nursed the piglets and kept them as her own and treated them as her own. So, I mean, the bar cat may like the sugar glider.
Yeah, no. Not this bar cat.
So, you don't think so?
This bitch is wild, man. She tried to attack my Rottweiler. I don't think she's going to let some flying squirrel float around.
They may be best buds. You never know.
That would be cool.
See that flying
squirrel? I don't know if I see it.
So
yeah, we could totally have one for $100 supposedly.
I mean, what would they eat? I don't even know what the flying squirrels eat. Like nuts or
like peanut butter and oats and that kind of shit.
Then you got like flying squirrel poo all over your house too, and your bar.
Yeah, well, they have like dens. Like I would like set up a den in like the big TV room, and then set up a den in like the drum room, and maybe set up a den in like my bedroom, and then motherfuckers will like.
They're like his pooping station.
That's their rotating area kind of thing.
So they go in there and do their business, and then.
Yeah, like man, they might do their business, but then you have like 2 or 3 nests kind of for them, like throughout the house, and they'll fucking fly through the house.
Is it by instinct or just sort of, hey, look, you got to train this guy?
I'm not sure, man. Like I've kind of started researching it, but like I'm not gonna get one anytime soon.
But it interests you.
Yeah, because I mean it's fucking cool, dude. Like I mean. I don't even know how like Bar Dog would deal with that if something was flying around the fucking like,
jumping everywhere and hopping from.
He'd knock everything. Well, they don't really hop; they just kind of like glide from like. Yeah, man, you got to have like a nest far up in the corner of like your house where it can glide from like one side to the other and.
Yeah, they stretch out their arms and legs and just sort of glide on.
They fucking fly, dude. They're gonna jump out of that bitch and shoo, see you later. I'm gonna go over here.
And they're small little animals too. They're like really small.
They can like badass little squirrels with fucking bat suits.
Now I've heard you can keep squirrels too as pets. Like now, I guess either wild or you could buy them.
What?
Like squirrels, like regular squirrels.
Oh, fuck that, man. 41's mom had a pet squirrel when we were in high school. That little motherfucker was so mean.
I also heard that they need a lot of attention because they're very social animals. And if you don't give it to them, they'll start grabbing the bars like they're in jail and just rubbing their head back and forth.
Yeah, this one got like, man, they would let it out and shit, but when you would go to feed it, like, nah, fuck that thing, dude. Like you would need like welding gloves to feed that fucker.
Oh, really? That bad, huh?
Yeah, man, that bitch has got teeth, dude. Like, don't squirrels ain't fucking cute and friendly and shit.
See, I don't know why people would have stuff that
I mean, I work with a guy whose dad had a pet raccoon since he was like little.
Yeah.
Kind of thing, like. But he like grew up with it, and like man, he like grew up raising like baby raccoons basically, and he would have one for a pet like his whole entire life. Like,
and see, I think that would be cool to have a pet raccoon as a pet, but then again, why you wouldn't like that?
I hate raccoons, man.
Nah, that would be cool as shit because raccoons got cool little hands and thumbs. It was like your buddy.
And they run. No, those are not. No, man. I just sat there the other day, like when I was at my sister's and watched that bitch open up the trash can dumpster like it was nothing. They're strong.
Yeah, they got thumbs and shit. They know how to work stuff.
He looked around and shit. Like he had looked around, made sure the coast was clear, and then went in.
They're very smart too, man.
Sneaky bastard.
Yeah, man.
They're very smart.
They're too close to humans for me. I don't like it.
Well, so have you heard of some of these other people that have had very wild, exotic animals? Not like your typical cobra.
I mean, I'll take a monkey all day.
Nah, fuck that, dude. You say that, man. You ain't been around no monkey, dude.
Not for a long time, but just for a little bit. It would be entertaining.
No, it's funny for like 2 or 3 hours, and then you realize that little motherfucker can claw your eyes out in the middle of the night.
Yeah,
I'm not talking about no big. We know the little small ones.
Nah, that's what I'm talking about. Them little lemurs, man. I got firsthand with one of those lemurs, and fuck that thing.
What happened to it? What'd you do?
I didn't do nothing, dude. Like 41's cousins got one for a pet. Man, this was like years ago when he first got it. He had like a little diaper and a little fucking monkey T-shirt on and shit and stuff, and he brought him to the bar or to like the bar over there at like the Bon Air, like the Undertow, and it like was called. Well, it was all cool and shit.
Like if you just had
Well, I mean, it just turns into like
just the way you gotta use. It's just open air. Have fun.
But even next to the house, and it will jump across the room like it ain't shit. Nah, fuck that, man. Like,
It's all about the owner too.
man, it's all about having a monkey. You ain't supposed to have monkeys.
Have monkeys at all.
Like, I get it. Unless you're like some like billionaire dude that's like cool into animals, and you like got like a big like monkey cage. And,
yeah, I'm not just
like,
gonna have a monkey. This is an apartment and just be hanging out, right?
yeah, you're not like that dope boy. It's like, man, I just got 10 grand. I'm gonna go buy a monkey. Like, man, and I got this monkey hanging out, like pissed off, and yeah, no.
Like, where would you even find, a place to buy a monkey? That's
You can buy monkeys.
You can buy, yeah, I'll get you a monkey right now, dude.
I don't know about in Florida. I know in Ohio you can have a monkey.
Like they're in a pet store, you could buy a monkey?
Like there was like I remember just in the mall at the pet store there was a monkey.
Really?
Yeah, and in Ohio, you can have the small monkeys. I don't.
It's easier to get them up north because it's not like monkey temperature outside. So like if that bitch gets loose, it's probably gonna freeze and die. Like
monkey temperature. What is
monkey temperature? It's the same reason why you can't get like piranhas and shit, man. Here in Florida, you got to go to like North Carolina or like Virginia.
What would be the most, if you could and you had the space in the room, what would be the most exotic animal that you would have? The most exotic.
I would want a tiger, but I'd say tiger.
The tiger. All right.
Yeah, I definitely would say. I mean, we're just not thinking about all the expensive, like
no, we're just
all that, just in general, like
not
overthinking it. I want this animal, a tiger.
No, I want me like a fucking sloth or like a koala bear or something like that. It's just gonna hang out and chill, like
a sloth.
A sloth.
Yeah, like a sloth or like a koala bear that you just set up like an area for them, and like, dude, you're gonna hang out, and I can go out there and have a beer with you in the evenings, and like we're gonna hang out, like
just sort of chill out and just relax.
Yeah,
and do sloth.
Like I feel like even if it's my pet tiger and that motherfucker's trained and everything, you still can't like sit down and get fucked up.
When you were you see, you overthink. We weren't trying to overthink the situation. We were just saying if you could just.
Well, I just know me. As soon as I get one, I'm gonna want to go hang out with them, and I was like, man, what's something I can hang out with?
Let's go to the park. And
hang
out.
Yeah.
Here, go in your tree, and I'll be back in a couple hours.
Like I could totally man, I'm gonna take my sloth and we're gonna go like get on a bicycle and go ride down Bayshore with a sloth on my back, let him hang out,
and just breathe the open air.
Yeah, or like a koala bear, take him out, dude, and have him in a little backpack and shit. Like, what's up, dude?
But these things are really slow, right?
I'll just get a kangaroo so we can spar.
Yeah, I mean, like kangaroos are cool too, man. You've seen that video where the guy gets kicked in the balls with one though.
Those things are ruthless.
Yeah, kangaroos are strong as fuck too.
They have a very strong upper body too. Have you seen those pictures?
Yeah, they got like biceps and shit.
Yeah.
Like kangaroo flex on you.
Kangaroo, I'll never forget that one. There's that one on the internet, that swole kangaroo that he.
Yeah, I've seen that one before. The thing's got like.
I think that guy was feeding his fucking kangaroo like Wagyu steaks with steroids.
Man, he flexed on him too, and he flexed. It wasn't a game. I'd be terrified to take a right from him.
A right or even a foot. When they rear back and kick you. That would
Hey, we got somebody on our YouTube thing that said, "Fine TV, good show."
Very good. Thank you so much.
I don't know what Fine TV is. I think that might be one of those things.
Which ones?
Remember how there was like the thing and you go click on it and it's a fucking bunch of shenanigans?
No, I think this is another show that was in development.
Oh, all right. Never mind.
Yeah. So
well, I'm sorry. I just crushed that dream.
Thank you, Fine TV, for chiming in. It is a very
thank you.
Show.
We were just, man,
we tried
I didn't
to
know on the Iggy, dude.
No, I was trying to see where you were going with that. I was like, interesting.
Well, I see you were gonna let me fucking kill the dream.
No, it's just good content. So
that's true.
So yeah, we went pretty wild in the first segment, talking about animals and what we like to have, and Would you name it Raja if you had a tiger?
What?
From Aladdin?
Yeah.
Nah, that would be corny, man.
Now, if I got a tiger, I'm gonna name him like Leroy or something cool. Like,
I mean, if I had a lion, it might be Mustafa. But
Oh man, that was a big hit back in the day too. The Lion King.
fucking Disney horse shit.
Disney horse shit that's about to go bankrupt.
Man, that would be the greatest thing ever. Like,
Really? Why? Why would you think that'd be the greatest thing ever?
just because.
Is that because you're just not into theme parks?
Because you could buy back Disneyland at fucking pennies on the dollar and have some sweet Lakeland.
And just sort of hang out on what used to be Walt Disney World?
Oh, you know how cool that would be? Like, man, I own the It's a Small World like ride.
Just it's all decaying and rotten and
Yeah, and all the makeup's gone off the dolls and they look all creepy and shit. Like,
that'd be some great footage right there.
I mean, footage. Yeah, I would still have the ride if I owned it. Like, I'm gonna you guys can walk through it, but it's gonna be scary as hell.
You just got the boats that's going to be repaired. That's about it.
Yeah, you just gotta watch out for the fucking rattlesnakes and
yeah, just the live horror show.
the live animals.
They're doing that in Orlando. They're going to be a drive-by horror show or a drive-by haunted pathway where you drive your car like from scene to scene, but you stay in your car.
All right.
Yeah, in Orlando. Seems very interesting, to be honest with you.
That'd be cool. You could just box your car the whole time and just laugh at them.
Well, the idea is you drive up to a different scene, put your car in park, turn your lights off, and you watch the scare actors do their thing around your car, but they can't touch your car.
Well, like I know, like the Hillsborough County Fair,
Yeah.
like the one that's off of like 60, way the fuck out there, like man, past like Brandon.
Okay. Is it
They
before
do a Christmas time where you go like drive through all these crazy Christmas things, man. It's like a drive through Christmas light gimmick.
I think USF does the same thing, doesn't it?
You could totally do that with a Halloween deal, though.
Yeah. Do you think it'd be, really good or just?
I mean, it could be good as long as you don't touch my truck. Like,
well, I think that's you pay a little bit extra and you get like this one small gimmick that comes on your car or something like that, and but the other thing is you just drive and you park and you let them do the thing and you go to the next scene. It's about a 40-minute drive through.
yeah, that's one big cone waiting to happen.
Do you think it's gonna work?
I mean, it might.
Yeah.
It's probably. I mean, that's going to be your only. Like, I'm sure they're not doing like the Halloween Horror Nights and shit's going to be weird. Like,
that.
they're not going to do that. Like,
The only one they're doing this year is Busch Gardens. That's the only one. Like Disney canceled their Not So Scary Christmas. Universal canceled Halloween Horror Nights. And then Busch Gardens is still doing their Hollow Scream.
yeah, I don't know how it's going to work. They say they're doing it now, but
yeah, they're going to be the idea, I guess, is that they're only going to be scare zones, and that's it.
ooh, I'm scared right now.
No haunted houses, nothing like that. I don't even know if they're going to be doing the show or not, but
They should just have dirty hippies with no masks on coughing in your area. That's a scare zone.
that'd be funny. That'd be funny. Well, I don't know if it'd be funny as a haunted house, but
It'd be funny as in like a parody funny.
yeah. I mean, they could do a show about it. So I don't know. Universal's kind of good on pushing the envelope on certain things. So,
Yeah, you got to watch what you're pushing in these times. These crazy times.
Well, they'll even tell you in some of the shows that we do jokes here, and this is not Disney World. So, if you don't like it, then go to Disney.
Yeah.
Like right in the middle of the show, they'll say that. So, it's good. To sort of have that. You go to a show to be entertained and not have like Hollywood sort of 10 times blown out of proportion to do a show. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more like down to earth, I think. But yeah, no Halloween Horror Nights, no not so scary, Disney Halloween deal. Only thing that's going to be happening is the Hollow Scream at Busch Gardens. So.
Yeah, and that's kind of like we'll have to see when it gets closer, man. Like you already saw where all the colleges are all fucked up already.
Yeah, that's true. Do you ever think this is gonna end sometime soon?
No.
I mean, not if people, man.
You about to get cut off.
No, I know. I'm preparing. All right, we'll take a break real quick.
Cigarette. I'll be back.
And refill the drinks. Take a stretch. When we come back, we're going to talk some more about a drone that almost hit the Air Force One, and this the motorbikes. I don't know the exact term for them, but we'll get to that next. In this really big crash. Stay tuned. Bull and the Bartender Show, Bulls Radio Lounge, YouTube.com. Be back in a minute.
I ain't got long, so let's make it right, baby. Take advantage of every moment we own it. Beat the phones at home, cause you're so damn. And I hope I'm right. This that song that I hope you like. This that song that I hope we can move to. If not, just imagine me with you. And I hope I'm right. This that song that I hope you like. This that song that I hope we can move to. If not, just imagine me with you. Everybody dancing, but I just wanna dance with you. And everybody moving, but I just wanna move with you. And everybody whine, but I wanna slow wine with you. Never been to the island, I wanna take flight with you. You know I love the island, so I had to try it. I'm thinking of the day when I could finally buy it. It being whatever you point to. Walk in the store like, baby, it's all you. You the type to be like, nah, baby, I'm cool. Let's find a couple kids and put them all to school. And I'm just like, cool, but what about the shoes? You look at me and smile like, baby, that's all you. The stakes high, you know we playing for keeps. I know it gets rough when it's been a couple weeks. FaceTime in the lab, FaceTime in the road. Thank God for Steve Jobs, but FaceTime getting old. But you don't want me home cause you know the mission. You just be praying that I can keep the vision. I just be praying that I can have you with me. Late nights trying to make this praise realistic. Faith without works in the thing, baby. I keep that in mind when I dream, baby. You my kickstand, I'm trying to lean, baby. Me without you ain't a thing, baby. And I hope I'm right. This that song that I hope you like. This that song that I hope we can move to. If not, just imagine me with you. And I hope I'm right. This that song that I hope you like. This that song that I hope we can move to. If not, just imagine me with you. Everybody dancing, but I just wanna dance with you. And everybody moving, but I just wanna move with you. And everybody whine, but I wanna slow wine with you. Never been to the island, I wanna take flight with you, with you. With you, with you, with you, with you. Ain't worried about them, cause it's all about you. It's all about you, ain't worried about them, cause it's all about you. With you, with you.
die.
Bull and the Bartender Show, Bulls Radio Lounge.
Girls got it.
That's the intro to the No Sleep Tonight, done by the phenomenal Rick Danford. Go to his YouTube channel, just look up Rick Danford. And we had him on the phone a couple weeks ago. And if you go to No Sleep Tonight or NoSleepTonightRadioshow.com, you'll find all these podcasts. Basically, there's a bunch of different actors and actresses that sort of give their voices out, and he puts them all together and does his thing with them, and just has a mashup of a nice, huge story. So again, No Sleep Tonight, done by Rick Danford, the actor.
Sounds scary.
What's that?
It sounds scary.
Does it sound really scary to you?
A little bit.
I didn't think you got scared of things.
Well, I mean, disturbed.
Disturbed? Like really disturbed?
Well, I mean, yeah, it might be good shit.
Check him out, Rick Danford. Just go to youtube.com, just search his name up. Go to his Facebook, Twitter, all that stuff, and you'll see it there. So, the story that you sent me, welcome back, by the way, to the Bull and the Bartender Show, only on Bulls Radio Lounge, was the, are they called motorbikes? Is that the correct word for them?
That was MotoGP. Like, that's the class.
Okay, MotoGP.
Yeah, that's like the Formula One of like motorcycle racing.
And so they're what track are they on, right now in this clip?
That track is the track in Austria that is owned by Red Bull. Like, that's the Red Bull ring, basically.
Like they bought it? Like they own it?
No, they built it.
Oh, they built it.
There's so much cool shit hidden on like the hills of that track of like giant like rusty Red Bull looking things and like art and stuff. Like the track is fucking amazing, but it's really dangerous.
And where's it at specifically?
Somewhere in Austria, like something that starts with an A, like a Asplung, Austria, or something like that. Like it's the Red Bull ring in like Austria.
Now I just posted up on our Facebook page, Bulls Space Radio Lounge, the story that we're talking about here. We're talking about the MotoGP track in Austria, and in the video, this guy, you all right?
Yeah.
Went in the wrong pipe or what?
Yeah, it was choking on a shot.
So in this clip, now is he first, second, third, or what?
The guys that crashed were like maybe fifth or sixth or seventh, but the bikes, when they crossed the two guys that were in the corner, like they were like fourth and fifth, I think.
Okay. So they're coming out. They just came out of the first turn, or whatever turn this was, or where the bridge is, right?
Yeah.
I don't know the number specifically because I'm sure there's a number.
Like they're headed towards turn 3,
okay,
and like
that's what I'm
that back straight is long enough to where bikes can get going 200 mile an hour.
Right before that big turn, right?
Yeah, you're going from like 200 mile an hour down to like 40 mile an hour for that corner.
Now I see the bike sort of wobble, and then the driver, obviously the rider gets thrown off the bike, and the bike goes in the opposite direction. And then he tumbled. Oh, how hit another bike too.
Yeah, there was the guy like basically came around him going almost 200 mile an hour, and the guy that he passed got sucked in behind him, and his front wheel touched the guy in front of him's back wheel, and it sucked the bike up under the other bike, and
Man.
like the guy comes off the bike at probably 190 mile an hour.
That's got to be a hell of a slide right there.
Oh yeah, like he was, man, but he actually walked away from it like after the fact. Like,
I mean, just to sit there and go 190 miles an hour and you just wrecked your bike,
and you're hitting the ground at probably 160, maybe 170, something like that.
And all those G's are just sort of like pushing you, and You're tumbling all over the
they both hit the grass, and like the grass, like you're not slowing down when you slide across grass. Like you're gonna keep your speed.
Then you hit the gravel. That's got to be rough too.
Yeah.
Like he's rolling around the gravel.
Like the main shit is the video from the guys that were like following each other, and that bike passes in between the two riders. Like there's probably 6 or 7 feet in between the two riders, and that bike shot between them like a missile at about 100-mile-an-hour or so. Like,
yeah, that's a lot of speed on a small bike.
Well, that, and like if you're not expecting it, like if that bike would have hit one of those two riders, like it probably would have killed him.
Oh, for sure, because that thing was flipping head over heels.
Yeah,
like right in front of him.
And like that's the whole thing. Like in 2002, they had a Formula One car race there, and in that same corner, two cars touched, and one of the cars T-boned a guy that was already through the corner and like punched a hole like in his actual like cockpit, like through the carbon fiber. Like you got T-boned by a Formula One car going 100 mile an hour. Like
that's a lot of speed right there,
dude. Yeah, like most car accidents aren't happening over like 70 mile an hour.
True. Till you get the really bad ones.
Yeah, like that kind of shit. Like it was crazy, but like even in 2002, like they were like this corner right here and this track, the way that it's built, like because everything is right-hand corners. So like you're going hauling ass up a road, and then you got to take a right where everybody's coming up the road, and they're all aiming towards that corner. Like,
so now, did Red Bull know about this in their sort of design? I mean, was that?
I mean, they've known about it, and like they fixed it over the years, where they kind of put the wall out a little bit bigger, and they put some like gravel out a little farther. But like,
they can't.
This was one of the most extreme. Like, this would have killed. This would have killed like the equivalent of like Tom Brady.
Oh, okay, I got
for like their sport. Like if that bike would have hit Valentino Rossi, like that would have been like Tom Brady getting hit with a football and getting killed.
But they can't change like the actual track itself.
I mean, I'm sure they're gonna look at it after this, but
and say something's got to go.
Yeah, or like, I mean, there's certain tracks where like those motorcycle guys will not ride because they're not safe enough. Like,
to what, to drive around them, or just to collect the speed they need to go? I mean,
no, to actually race at, race at, they're not safe enough. Like whether the walls are too close.
So then, how do they pass like the whole? I don't know, like for what is it, like dragsters and stuff like that? You have to go through NHRA, right? So what is it for motocross or motorsports or MotoGP?
MotoGP has their guys. It's Dorna.
Okay.
Like Dorna runs all of the international motorcycle racing. Like they're based out of Spain. And they have 3 or 4 guys that are like old school riders that are on their like safety board, basically, kind of thing.
All right. So then are they approving these tracks as they come out?
I mean, yeah. Like before your track can be accepted for NASCAR, Formula One, MotoGP, whatever, like the sanctioning body has to come out and they have to ride it and like check it out and make sure the runoff is good. And
so then what happened for one with this track, with the Red Bull track, and for two, if they're sanctioned by that particular agency, why is it that the riders will still not drive their bikes through there?
I mean the Red Bull track, like they knew that this corner is bad, but nothing's happened since 2002. So that's 18 years later.
Okay.
So like people forget after 18 years. Like, right.
So this is just something,
Yeah, it was a fluke, but it exposed a giant, like it's like the space shuttle blowing up. Like It's a fucking fluke, but it exposed like a giant hole. Like,
and are they gonna come after them and say, hey, look, you gotta switch some things out and
Yeah, well, I mean, they're supposed to race there again this weekend. Like, what's crazy is after all that wreck and everything, the old school guy Valentino Rossi, like they showed him come into the pits and he was shaking. Like the guy's been racing motorcycles since he was fucking 5.
Right.
And he was like shaking, like, holy shit, I can't believe I just saw that. he ended up coming back and getting 5th out of like 20 riders, like at the end, because they restarted the race and they ran the race.
Now, what was the distance, or not the distance, but the like how long did it take to clean up that entire track?
To clean that corner up, it was like 20 minutes from that wreck, probably.
Oh, really? Okay, so like all the pieces and everything was all in 20 minutes.
Yeah, it was because it was only in one corner, so it was only like 20 minutes. But like, I guess they reported like Rossi had oil all over the whole side of his bike, where that bike came in between him and the guy in front of him.
Right.
It was leaking fluids, and like the whole side of his bike was just covered, and like he was covered in oil and like coolant and all that shit. Like,
but the suits they wear, aren't they supposed to like really protect them from road rash or going across gravel or
but they're not going to protect you from a bike hitting you at 100 miles an hour.
No, I know that, like, but I mean, even if they're just skidding across the road, they're still protected, for the most part, right?
Yeah, I mean, you got leathers and like an airbag suit inside your leathers, but I mean, it still hurts going across gravel.
Oh, I'm
but
sure,
like,
yeah.
It's definitely not as bad as you're wearing jeans and a fucking t-shirt.
It's true. Man, 190 miles an hour, and all of a sudden you flip over and you're right across the, next thing you know, you're in the gravel doing tumbles.
Yeah, like they haven't released the actual like G numbers off the guy's suits because they have all that shit where like.
Is that all like hardwired in?
He hit the ground at like X mile an hour. It was this much, G impact when he hit the ground, like.
And I bet you their teams are analyzing this footage, as we speak.
Oh yeah, no, they're totally going over it, like
every detail,
trying to figure out what like went wrong, kind of thing.
Now, when something like this happens, just because I don't know, and maybe and Jazz, if you know as well, but if something like this happens, does the driver sort of have to report to the owners about what happened or what they think may happen, or is somebody in the team sort of like getting reprimanded for this type of accident?
No, they're having a meeting actually this Thursday, like with the riders and like the guys, like Dorna, who's like the equivalent of like the NFL basically for like their sport.
Okay.
So like the head mediators are having a meeting with the guys that were involved to try to figure this out and like what can we do to avoid this? What happened? Whose fault? Like we're gonna look at all the telemetry, who hit the brakes first, who was going fast. Like,
so it's a full on investigation, like a
Yeah, well, like I mean, everything there, like all that stuff is all monitored by computers. Like when you hit the brakes, when you let off the gas. So what angle were you turned? Like, man, all that that whole bike is like recorded by computers constantly.
So if they find out like who the driver is that started the whole thing, and or if it was something with a team that didn't fix the bike properly or something like that, right?
This was all this was just rider error, or sometimes shit just happens.
But does a team sort of take a hit for that, or do they? No,
it's more rider because the team's not on the bike. That's you and the bike. So like, if you're piloting that thing, you're gonna take the shit for it.
Well, I didn't know if like shit ran downhill as well. You know what I mean? Like the mechanic guys are being reprimanded for what happened.
No, they had nothing to do with it. Like bike was running perfect till then until you fucking crashed it at 200 miles an hour.
See, I didn't know how all that worked because like. When you play high school football, you watch the tape from the Friday night's game, and the coach kind of picks things out and stuff like that. So I didn't know if not. I mean, I did watch the Formula One shows on Netflix, and even those guys they pick apart with the driver, the team, the head of the team, the whole 9 yards, and they'll sit there and pick apart every single audio, every single video, and if it's the mechanic's fault, then they'll sit there and reprimand the mechanic right then and there too. So I didn't know if it was the same thing.
I mean, that's with the car racing, there's a little more involved with it. Like with the bike stuff, like once if that bike's made 2 or 3 laps, like it's good. And basically it's on you being the pilot. Like
now with an accident like that, do they have to go through certain like protocols to like, you can't race for, a couple
all those guys got loaded in the back of fucking ambulances, like, and thoroughly checked out. Like the one guy who was in the front, whose like bike actually got hit when they both, like the guy that like went off the bike at 190, he's going to get surgery tomorrow on his wrist. Like he was flying to Italy to go get
so there
wrist
was
surgery, so he can be back at the track by Friday and go race again.
Was that the worst injury?
Yeah, that was the worst thing. The guy broke it or cracked his scalpoid, like some bone in your wrist, basically.
So, but is he able to come back as quick as, like next Thursday is what you said?
Yeah, if they just like pin it, like something in your wrist, like he'll be in pain, but he'll be back like
you
on
think
Friday
he'll race
to go try to ride and see what happens.
Yeah, that's kind of quick. I mean, unless they're giving you something for pain.
Yeah, I mean it's not that bad. Little bones in your wrist and shit, like it's gonna suck. I mean, you might not win, but you can still go out and get points and like deal with it here in 3 months when the season's over with. Like I'll go get real surgery on it and have it fixed. Like,
man, that's dedication right there, buddy.
Well, you're getting paid fucking $10 million or whatever it is, man, to go fucking race motorcycles. Like, yeah, I'm gonna go do it.
That's still a lot of speed too. 190, getting hit, being thrown off at 190. I mean,
jumping. I've been 190 and thinking about jumping off that bitch. Like, fuck that shit.
Imagine what's going through their heads as they're flying through the air, because I'm sure it's like slow motion.
Yeah, well, I mean that one, like, I mean, it happens so fast. Like, you're just like, dude, like I'm riding along, and next thing I know, like I'm flying through the air.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's going in slow motion to you as the pilot, right? And then you're sort of thinking, oh God, what's going to happen? What's happening now?
Yeah,
everything is flashing before your eyes because you have no idea what happened. And
I've had several crashes that like mid crash was fucking slow motion. Like, this is really happening, son of a bitch.
Yeah, like you started thinking, all these kind of things as you're flying through the air at 190 miles an hour. I'm sure.
Shit, you gotta be going that fast, man. When that person pulled out in front of me, like in February over there in St. Pete, like I had enough time to be like, damn, I'm gonna crash my bike, son of a bitch. Like,
you never know, man. The minds, when something like that happens, they say that things slow down.
Yeah, well, I mean, shit slowed down, but I still I did natural reactions that saved my shit, even though I was like, damn, I'm gonna crash.
Yeah, that was that big one that you talked about, right?
Yeah, that was stupid, dude.
Yeah,
like that car, man. I could have like put my hand out and like brushed that bitch's bumper when I went by it.
Jeez, it was the person just wasn't paying attention, or?
No, they just saw a hole going down 4th Street and were like, I'm gonna turn across all 3 lanes. It looks clear. Watch me go.
Man, I remember that now because you were like, dude, I almost died, and I was like, what happened? How come
that was scary.
Died?
I still went 170 across the bridge on the way home, but
really?
It fucked up my dinner.
You still went 170 across the bridge.
Yeah, I had to get over it. Like, I couldn't like fucking let that shit be in my head. Like,
you had to get back on center.
I
got you on that one.
Fluke shit happens. Sometimes it's scary, but you can't let it fucking.
Nah, still gotta go. Still gotta get going.
Yeah, still gotta do things.
But yeah, I saw that. I was watching the video, and I can't believe just how bad that looks. And if you go onto our Facebook, Bull Space Radio Lounge, and you'll see the link up there to the YouTube video of this very horrific wreck.
The worst shit about it is that pile of junk that was a motorcycle that flies by at like 100-something miles an hour.
Yeah.
You know how much one of them bitches cost?
No. How much? I mean, what's the normal average stock range?
No, those bikes are nothing stock. Like, you can't buy like anything off those bikes. Like, those are like one of a kind bikes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're like close to $1 million.
Oh, because they're all custom made, aren't they?
Yeah, like that's carbon fiber frames. Like that shit's Formula One on 2 wheels. Like,
that's
you might be able to buy like the pegs off that bike, maybe, but there's nothing on that bike that's on a shelf.
It says professional motorcycle racers earn an average of $85,000 a year.
Yeah, that's not MotoGP guys.
No.
No.
It says the top of the professional MotoGP racers such as, I can't remember. I can't pronounce his name. I don't want to, mess it up. Rossi is the last name. Rossi?
Yeah, Rossi.
Yeah.
You ever pronounce Rossi?
No, the first.
No,
the first
Rossi
name.
does not make $85,000 a year. I'll guarantee you that shit. Like he might make 85 grand every like 2 months.
Let's see. I'm trying to read on. Here in 32 million in 2013.
Yeah,
Or
like
22 million.
his little town of like Tavuglia in like the mountains of Italy, there where he like grew up and like where he still lives.
I know the article says the website Simply Hired claims professional motorcycle racers earn an average of 85,000, while many racers earn money from sponsorships. Others draw regular salaries from manufacturers, privateers, race on their own, and so I guess it's like independent racers.
Yeah, independent racers, like if you
About
made 85 grand,
85,000.
like man, that year
Yeah.
you're doing fucking pretty good. Like
So like a guy like that is making on average of 22 million. The
Yeah.
MotoGP guy.
yeah, Rossi like alone from Yamaha alone, not to mention like Monster, not to mention Dainese, like the guys that make his leathers. Like he gets to go drive Ferraris for like 24 hours of Le Mans and shit. Like
Man, that's just alone, not even just one sponsor, and you're pretty much set.
yeah, but you're
22
also
million.
fucking taking your life in your hands every time you go like put
True.
a helmet on. Like
But I mean, just a sponsorship alone, I mean, that's a lot of change coming in,
yeah. I mean you're sponsored by Monster and you're sponsored by Yamaha, like Yamaha from Japan Yamaha. Like
Yeah, the main Yamaha people.
yeah, not like your Yamaha local like Tampa dealership. Like this is the fucking like Yamaha factory. Like
Now, did you ever try to do like some of these type of races before?
they had one, or they have them at the track in Austin, but they were really expensive and they were always like when I couldn't get off work.
Okay.
But now because of the COVID thing, I mean you can't. They're not doing any of that shit. Like
Was that something that you wanted to pursue as you grew older?
I mean, that would have been rad if I would have started fucking when I was age 5 instead of age 16, 17. like
So
the guys that ride MotoGP like started when they could like walk. Like we're not gonna go play baseball, we're not gonna play football, we're gonna get on a fucking motorcycle and start hauling ass.
At the age of 5.
Yeah.
See, nowadays, I don't know if that'd be cool because then, if something happens, then, oh my God, why'd
Well,
let
I mean,
your
you can break
5-year-old
bones playing football when you're fucking. I mean,
True.
I fucked up shit when I played soccer. Like it happens.
But
You just-
you know how some of these people are. They make a big old thing out of nothing.
Yeah, I mean, like the motorcycle racing when you're younger, like you're not going that fast. You're not going 200. So like
Right.
you're not gonna, man. When you crash, like it might hurt, but you're not gonna fucking like. It's not the same shit.
What's the top speed that you went?
When you were little, I mean, I don't know, maybe like 50.
50. All right, that's not bad. I mean, that's
I
pretty
mean,
fast.
it still hurts fucking crashing at 50,
Yeah,
but
I'm
like,
sure.
it's not, 100 mile an hour and over. Like
Now, what would be the hardest? Would it for track layout and for the driver, like motocross or what we've been talking about so far?
I mean, motocross shit's tougher.
Okay.
Like that's just like tougher because you're standing up for fucking 40 minutes for 40, 50 minutes
On top of a
on
heavy
top of a
CC
dirt bike, but you're going over jumps and like big ruts and
Right.
stuff in the dirt, and you're outside in the summertime. Like,
So that's is that more physical than the MotoGP?
yeah, I mean, MotoGP is like physical, but it's not like you're not jumping and you're not like like you're like wrestling a bike, but it's not like the same.
So that's probably more mental, I would assume.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of mental. Like,
Yeah, especially going those speeds.
yeah, and just man, staying calm, looking ahead, not being freaked out about like.
I wonder what the prep looks like for these drivers when they're prepping to go these, I don't know how many laps do they do, but
I mean, that's some of the best footage, man. If you can get like the bike footage or like GoPro footage off somebody's shit and like see what they're doing and like what they're dealing with, like
like what is their prep before the race? Like what are they, are they listening to music? Are they,
yeah, I
spend
mean, a
time
lot of
with
them
their
listen to
families?
music or just kind of like zone out or just talk shit.
Like how would
Rossi's
you?
real hippie, like old school, like his dad's like this Italian hippie guy.
Okay.
So like he's way more laid back, joking and shit. But like some of the kids that like grew up on PlayStations, they're all serious, like with music in their ears and don't talk to anybody and like
trying to get focused, I guess.
Yeah, like my shit, I'll be sitting there bullshitting with somebody right before the visor goes down, and as soon as the visor goes down, like all you see is what's in front of you, and
like right before it's time to go, that's all you see.
Yeah, like you guys know how like easy going I am. Like when that visor goes down and it's fucking time to do shit, like I'm not the same person.
No, you're a different guy. You turn into Batman or something like that.
Like you just turn into like I'm super focused. Like man, I don't care like how high I am. Like watch me go. Like
just watch me take off.
Yeah.
I mean that's cool, man. You kind of have to be honest with you, especially nowadays with all these crazy people driving around.
Yeah, man. I mean, I don't act like that riding around town. Maybe just rip the shit out of that.
What?
Watching the Rays and Yankees, man, they're fouling them off into the D park.
Are they doing the cutouts, the paper cutouts?
No, they don't have any cutouts, man. Like actually, I don't have the sound on, but when the sound was up earlier, they didn't have any crowd noise. It was cool.
They're in New York. Well, the crowd, they're in New York though. The Rays are doing it though when they're at home right now. They got the car.
Are they?
How you want to play it, I guess.
Because I know one of the games they actually had like 4 actual fans set up.
Yeah, they had like a giant Zoom meeting. I saw that. Like, man, one of the home teams had a giant Zoom meeting where everybody's faces were in the seats.
No, this is like they had 4 fans, like air blowing fans.
All NBA games.
What's that?
The NBA, if you're on Zoom, you can be in the stands.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Oh, so you can watch it live on Zoom.
No, well, you'll be on TV, like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they'll like show your face on TV, like you're actually there.
Oh,
like you'll be like in a seat.
Oh, that's cool. Do you have to pay for that, or is that free?
Yeah, then you just got to have your damn laptop on the whole time, seeing your face.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, but you when you're on TV, they'll pop up.
It'll pop up and let you know.
Well, I mean, you're like behind, like say they're shooting free throws, like, and you're the home team, like you'll see your face. Like,
you'll know you're on.
Yeah,
I gotcha. So the story popped up about how, I guess you remember like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? Remember that movie?
Like Willy Wonka?
Yeah, Willy Wonka, right?
Like the original one or like the weird, what's his name version?
I haven't watched that new one.
Oh, that's the one with, what's his
Johnny
name?
Depp.
Johnny Depp. That was
I watched like 5 minutes of that and it was too weird for me.
That's about, I couldn't get into it. I mean, I'm all about the original.
That was based on the book, actually.
Which one?
The Johnny Depp one.
Like the other one wasn't based on the book? It was like its own movie?
No, the other one was sort of spruced up, Disney type of film.
Well, I have to say Disney fucking got it better than because the Johnny Depp one was just weird. Like I watched that where they were going through the Chocolate River and he was acting like a weird, like half a homo and shit. And
but
it was fucking weird.
So in a Swiss town, I guess their ventilation, defected, right?
What?
Their ventilation, their ventilation defected. Like
the ventilation defected?
Yeah, like it broke down. And so it started raining chocolate snowflakes.
Oh, that's the shit.
Yeah, and you ever had the Lind, is it Lindt? Like Lindt?
Yeah, the guys that make the badass little like hazelnut chocolate gimmicks. I love them fuckers, man.
Let me see. Oh, they're just music behind the thing, but
the Lindt chocolatiers, they make those little like it's like a chocolate with hazelnut and then like a weird center with like nuts and the chocolate around. It's so fucking good.
Residents of a Swiss town got a bit of a shock when it started snowing particles of fine cocoa powder all over when a ventilation system had shut down and malfunctioned.
It just started venting chocolate.
Yeah, the Lindt and what's it called? The Lindt and Spurgelli Company confirmed local reports on Tuesday that there was a minor defect in the cooling ventilation for the roasted cocoa nibs. I guess that's the ones I guess the like the cocoa beans, but they're called cocoa nibs.
Nah, like the nibs are the little chunks of chocolate that they actually melt down to make liquid chocolate.
Oh, is that what that is? All right.
Yeah.
And its factory in Olten, between Zurich and Basel.
But I would love to go to Switzerland. Like that's one of my like if I was gonna go over like to Europe, man, like Switzerland is one of the cool.
So
all those lakes and like snow-covered mountains and streams and shit, and
well, now you
everybody's
have
all nice and chocolate and liqueur, and
so now you have all chocolate-covered snow to go along with.
Yeah, word
from the Lindt factory.
I love some magic shells, so that's right up my fucking alley, man.
There you go. You'd be in the land of Oz, if you will.
Bro, Switzerland is beautiful, man. They show all those like the fucking Alps and shit, like with the crazy cliffs and man, like green pastures in the valleys. And
see, I've always wondered, like, if all the stuff that you see on TV and stuff like that are somewhat real or somewhat what they look like. You know what I mean? Like, if you go to, like Italy, is it really what it looks like? What you see on the TV and the movies?
Man, like. My brother went to Spain right before the COVID shit broke out, and like the pictures from Spain were exactly what I thought they would be.
He did go right. He did have that perfect time and shit.
Yeah, he had the perfect, like he got the fuck out of Spain before shit went wild.
Before things shut down.
But like the year before, man, he went to Argentina and like Patagonia, like on like the ass end of South America, like icebergs and fucking cool ass shit, like. And it was exactly like, man, cool like this motherfucker shit. Had been watching a bunch of travel shows and took pictures that were like icebergs with like streams coming out of them into like green little like grassy valleys and like desert areas with iceberg. Man, it was bitching, dude. Like, there's a lot of shit out there that fucking we ain't got about. Here, man, that you got to go like check out.
Yeah, I'm sure, like, I would like to try the new, all of the, like, Italian dishes and stuff like that. I bet you they'd be fantastic.
Italian stuff, like, I would love to go to London just for, like, a day or two to go see, like, Mother England, like, the old school London.
Yeah.
But then, like, fuck that. I'm going to Scotland and Ireland. Like, Scotland, Ireland, Italy, Switzerland. Like, I don't know how I can swing all them fuckers together, but, like...
Paris, I think, would be nice, too. Paris, I think, would be a good town to visit.
Yeah, going to France would be cool. I would like to go to like the French Alps, like up in the mountains where you're not going to like douchebag Paris. Like I want to go to some little towns and like eat their cheese and drink their wine and like
and just sort of hang out.
Yeah, man. Check out their fucking locally grown, herbs and vegetables and whatnot.
See what kind of nice, food they can cook up.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's the best, man. Just the different types of way they make food and everything. Oh, yeah, I would love that. That's what made me think of that's deliciousness.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the whole thing, man. Like, you can go to Paris and like go to some fucking Michelin 5-star crazy ass restaurants, but like if you went up to like some little towns,
I want like something that's been passed down about generation to generation.
Yeah, like I'm gonna go to this little town and they're gonna make some stew that like their great grandmother's been making since like the 1800s and shit. Like. Yeah, that's the real deal.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I think their food would be fantastic, and it'd be very good tasting and stuff like that. So I'd love to go try it out and see what it's like over there.
Yeah, I mean, Paris would be cool, but I think like Italy, but like not like you're like going to Venice would be cool. Going to Naples would be cool, but like I want to go to like. The mountains of Italy, man, where like tomatoes and wine are grown and like, man, it's some different shit, like not your regular stuff.
If I wasn't so full, I'd be hungry.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I just want fucking tomatoes sliced up with olive oil and some homemade cheese and like olives and shit and some fucking like neighborhood wine.
Yeah.
When we come back, we're going to take a little break. We're talking about how a drone almost hit the Trump's Air Force One while they're flying. They're coming in to land.
Yeah, I'm ready to see the footage of this, man.
That's what they claim. They think.
We need to see how fast your drone goes. I want to race your drone with something.
I'll pull up the specs here on break, and then we'll go through it. So don't go away. We're going to talk about that and a lot more. Bull and the Bartender Show, Bulls Radio Lounge, only on YouTube.com, the most #1 show on YouTube right now. It is Bulls Radio Lounge. Stay tuned. A lot more next.
To always forgive me, ride or die with me. That's just what gangsters do. My freakness is on the loose and running all over you. Please take me to places that nobody knows. You got me hooked up on the feeling. You got me hanging from the ceiling. Got me up so high I'm barely breathing. So don't let me down, let me down, let me down, let me go. I need a gangster to love me better.
Is it any wonder you ran away to find a mirror? lot to live and prove, but your heart was new to love. And now don't you leave my heart. And now don't you leave my heart. Is it any wonder you ran away to find a mirror? Had a lot to live and prove, but your heart was new to love. Ran into a world of fools, don't make you wonder who. And now it's in your head, believe is what you said. And now don't you leave my heart. And now don't you leave my heart. Running from the hard attack zone, it's time you got to know. Ignore what you want to know. You know when you call your home. When you come down again, you gotta back it up. When the night's too dark, we're gonna tear it up. And now don't you leave my heart. And now don't you leave my heart. And now don't you leave my heart. And now don't you leave my Running from the hard attack zone, it's time you got to know. Running from the hard attack zone, you know what you call your home.
I hustle every day in life, then get back, taking packs up the block. The more the niggas said I couldn't. Man, fuck them niggas, I'll be back. In the end, I think they call it track. Race and laugh, me a winter way, it pays to make it stack. Face the facts, all these niggas out there trying to knock the parcel. I guess that's why they say the trap. Don't let niggas switch the pack. I'm just a cat from the ghetto with no pocket. So who am I to call it black? Black and black, male, black, all black, ops, black, diamond, blizzard. Attractive pigs and all the racks. Getting scratched, I went from roaches on my bump to red roaches on the cup of my tuck. Chauffeur pulling up, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I went to Paris for my trunk, 100,000, spent the call, y'all used to want to give a shit. Damn, a fuck about it. Hit canals, we finished, gold medallion, smoking blunts in front of public housing. Wild until they throw me in them cuffs. Mouth full of fronts, look like Master P up in my Cartiers. Diamond shot. shining in the rain, changed the game and made me stay. Ain't no limits to this shit. Night to the lake, just sticking to the script. My life is like a movie, they should film me through. Take a pic, be sure to frame this shit. Forever he was always G, way before this
I can run, I can race for hours and hours and don't stop. I can fall, I can fly to the highest mountain top. I can breathe it, I can drink in your life, I can live on your smile. I can trip and I can fall into your arms, I can stay there in my heart.
someone and broken home. Someone and broken home.
I like swimming in the sea. I like to go out beyond the wide breakers, where a man can still be free, or a woman if you are one. I like swimming in the sea. My, it's a beautiful world. I like drinking Irish tea.
Me too.
Bull and the Bartender Show, Bulls Radio Lounge. August 18th, 2020 on your Tuesday night. Thank you for joining us. I want to talk about KeelFarms.com. These guys produce a phenomenal selection of wines, their brewery, their beers. They have tours. I mean, it's all right here in Sonoma-Sassa, like not too far from Tampa. Probably like a 10-minute drive.
Like a 15-minute drive.
Yeah. KeelFarms.com. Monday through Thursday is 11 a.m. through to 9. Friday through Saturday, 11 to 11. And Sundays, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Just give them a call. Just look them up. KeelFarms.com. I just opened up, there was another wine. Man, I can't think of what it's called. But no, it was, because I had it like 2 or 3 days ago. And I can't remember what it was called, but I got to tell you, it just doesn't stop. The flavor, the taste, it is exactly what it says in the label. So if you're getting like a blueberry type of wine, that's what you're going to be tasting, is a blueberry type of wine. You know, and anybody that knows me or anybody that asks Mark the Bartender or Jazz, does Bull drink wine? You're
a blueberry kind of guy, dude.
But that's a hard no, but when I taste the Keel and Curly selection of wines, it's a beautiful world when it comes to wine.
Yeah, I want to make some fish and get some of that key lime wine.
It's the key. What's that?
That sounds right.
The key lime is really good. So just go to KeelFarms.com. Just check them out. They have tours. They have tasting rooms. They even have a restaurant. KeelFarms.com. All right, well,
And it worked.
Not bad. So, good little intro for them, and hopefully, we can bring them on board. And
yeah, I wonder if they have like some local, like Sonoma-Sassa with like raised like meats and cheeses and stuff, like where it's all local stuff.
And it's surprisingly, unless you kind of, I guess, living around that area, you don't really know about it, because I didn't even know that it was even a thing. Like, I didn't know this was so close and it had this, great selection of wines, and it's doesn't look, when you drive by it doesn't look like a whole big area, but it's actually very huge, from what I've seen the overhead shots. So,
it might be a good place to go do a drone flyover on the fruit section.
That's the plan too. That's what we're in talks with. I'm going to try to get some drone footage. And so you really like the photos I took, huh?
Say what?
For the drone footage, you like those?
Yeah, man.
That downtown one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I checked it out. I liked it.
That's cool.
It was a nice view.
It's I've been sort of doing a lot of different flyovers and testing and stuff like that, and
it looked like it was kind of like you was looking through goggles.
Yeah, well, they call those tiny planets. It's a thing. What they do with the drone, they do like a 360 type of shot. So, I guess when you upload it to Facebook, you can do like a 360 virtual, 360 degree view of it, but then also the image converts it into what's called like a tiny planet, and that's what those things are called.
Yeah, it's awesome, crazy editing post-production gimmick.
Yeah, all that. I probably just lost you about just talking about it.
Yeah, I want to see how fast that thing goes, and like we should go fly it like up the river where you go under bridges where it looks all cool, like you're going
Well,
under
yeah,
bridges.
we should, man. I'm down for it. I mean,
You got to just go down there to like the river walk where you can get it and just practice flying. Like you need to start practicing flying low in like a field first, so you can make sure you don't crash it in the water.
Yeah, that'd be a good thing. I mean, well, with the sensors it have on it, it won't let you. It gives you like a 3-foot spot. You know what I mean? To where it won't let you crash on anything on the bottom.
Which is good, yeah.
Front or in the front or the back. So, you're pretty good. I mean, this thing is like a nice little. If you've never driven or flown a drone before, right? This is a good one to actually learn from.
Yeah, I had fun. We had one, man, at my other job. I used to fly it to like chase away all the crows and that kind of stuff that would perch on the towers.
Now, would your job be cool about taking some drone footage?
Nope.
Nope.
Not a bit.
I mean, just I would give it to said job and say, hey, look, here.
No, I don't even want to ask the higher ups about it.
Oh, really? Okay, all right. I just wanted to make sure. I mean, that'd be kind of some cool footage, though.
I mean, it would be, I guess, but no, not really.
No.
Like, you'd be cooler like taking it to like Rowlett Park right there, like on like the lower side of the dam.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Like take it up there, and you could go fly over the dam and all that kind of stuff,
that
man,
would be
and see where
cool
like
there,
all of Tampa's water comes from and that kind of thing.
All the water that comes from the Hillsborough River.
Yeah, and like the dam right there, especially now it started raining, like the water's gonna be coming over it, and there's gonna be like rapids.
Yeah, I mean it's with this one. There's just so much you can do with it. I mean, it's unbelievable. It's between now with a new update where you can zoom in.
I've been taking that bitch out to like what's the fucking park right over there, man, behind the dog track? Whedon Island.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well,
like
I know
go out there to like the Whedon Island fishing pier where all the mangrove islands are and like the oyster bars, and you can see fish going across the flats and shit.
Well, I know like Honeymoon Island is a no drone zone. Like you can't fly a drone over there.
Yeah, well, that's because of the planes come over like that area a lot.
Which ones? What airport is that?
I mean, TIA, man, turns up. If you fly out of the north and you're headed back south, and the way the weather is, sometimes you end up turning over like that area.
Oh, so that's why Honeymoon Island is a no-fly zone.
Yeah, probably.
Okay. But no, yeah. So I was testing out some different features on it, and the actual video footage is really compelling too, because it's just the height that you have to get with some of these shots. I was really afraid I was going to lose the drone. But no, like one of the videos that I researched, doing this was like they told me that you had to trust the drone, because one of the good things about it is that if you even lose radio interception, right, you lose the controller, it'll come back to where it took off at automatically.
Yeah.
So, which is a good thing, because that just, saves me.
Yeah, I was over frying fish Friday night over there at 41's house on Harbor Island, and there was a couple kids that had a little drone with like the iPhone attachment thing.
Right.
That like took it off from over there by the mangroves and like flew it over to like Sparkman's Wharf and that kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean the radius on this thing, it goes about 2,000 feet or so. I mean, on a pretty much on a clear line of sight.
Like I'm sure like if you like launched it from like the top of a parking garage kind of thing, you could probably get like crazy fucking like range, because you're already up a lot higher.
Oh yeah, like the one I did with the Universal Hotels over there, right? That was from the hotel's parking garage. So I was able to get over to Volcano Bay and various other areas around that area. So
yeah, you ought to take that bitch up there to that what's that crazy lake up there in Wesley Chapel?
oh, that big one. That,
Yeah,
that
that's all crystal
huge
clear
one?
and shit.
You know, I've had some inspections in that when I used to do the housing inspections right over there, and I didn't realize how I've seen it on TV and I've seen some helicopter views of that pool, but just to actually drive,
It's fucking big.
around it, it's like the biggest pool in Florida.
Yeah. I did the original tree survey on that place when it first like got sold way back in the day, and
Did you really?
in like 08, 07 maybe.
I mean that. How big do you think like square footage would that be?
Oh no, it's square acres.
Or square acres? Okay, so how many square acres?
I don't know. It's a lot, like
Okay, like
over 50.
over 50.
I would say, like, yeah, like
So that
I know, like I counted the trees from 581 all the way to like 56, like up there on that whole stretch there, man. And that property was big as shit. That was the place that I found the most mushrooms out of any fucking fields ever.
some ones you can cook on the grill.
Dude, that place was covered in magical mushrooms and cow fields and just it was ridiculous. Like
you just stocked up.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. Like I had a bounty. Like the guys that I work with was like, whoever brings back the biggest bag gets a 12-pack today. Like
you got your Lucky Charms.
Yeah, like that shit was ridiculous, man.
The
I didn't consume any, but I made some mushroom tea that was like you couldn't drink a spoonful of it without having a fucking real breakdown.
Oh really?
Yeah, like it was the strongest shit that I've ever like seen.
How long does that last for?
I don't know, man. Like I made it over like 2 or 3 days and made it with like purple Kool-Aid with like grape Kool-Aid. So like it was like concentrated grape Kool-Aid and probably like 5 pounds of mushrooms. Like
Jeez, all in one.
down to like a saucepan.
And you're just mixing this up and just sort of serving it out like a.
Like I let one of my roommates, man, like I let him try it. I was going to a party and like before I left the house, he was already on the couch, like under a blanket, like fucking make it stop. This is bullshit. Like and like I didn't see him straight for another like day and a half. Like
wow. So just sort of like a 24
like this shit, like you put like a big cereal spoon into this pot of like fluid, and you couldn't see past like your fingernail distance probably under this pot. Like it was so like concentrated with like mushroom tea and fucking grape Kool-Aid. Like it was the devil's juice, dude. Like
tripping out hard.
I wouldn't have taken it. I just made it for the shit of it to see what I could do. Like
so you could have put some harsh stuff in there. He wouldn't even know about it.
No, I wasn't, man. I'm not about trying to like
no,
I'm not gonna like put any bullshit in there. I just want to see how strong you can make it. You guys know how I like my drinks and shit. Like
so
let's see how strong we can make it.
So this pool that I found in it's the Wesley Chapel Lagoon. That's what it's called.
Yeah, how big is it?
Oh, let's see.
But we're going to new and first ever man-made crystal lagoon in the country. 7.5 acres of beautiful blue water.
You don't want to
7.5 acres. 7.5 acres of pool.
go there right now? Jump in?
No, not now. No, thanks.
This is part of a new housing community in Wesley Chapel. Our reporter Eric Waxler today showing us that there are more like this coming our way. Watch.
This is not the kind of weather to showcase a tropical lagoon, but it will be warm here soon enough.
Bathtub full of things. Especially in this type of, conditions.
Huh?
Yeah. I said 7.5 acres of pool.
Yeah. They need to stock it with like some bass and stuff where you could fish in there too off your kayak.
Well, like make a living aquarium that you can swim in?
Yeah, like a spring.
Do you think that it's heated? I wonder.
Huh?
Do you think the pool is heated?
Do I think what?
Heated. No, heated.
Oh, I don't know.
if
My sister's in there.
oh yeah,
Yeah, like I know some folks that have been there, man.
Yeah,
It's
they got,
fucking
like obstacle courses and canoe, all kinds of shit going on there.
it is.
I
How
know that
much?
shit's like $20 per person.
It's like 20, whatever.
Nothing else to drink.
Like they have there and shit where you gotta buy beer from them. And
Yeah, you gotta get shit from there. Like you can, that's it. I don't think you can.
I'll be sneaking in some water.
Yeah.
Something. I mean, no. Are they gonna check your bag before you go in?
I mean,
Well, I mean, are they smelling your water? Can I have straight vodka or gin and that shit? Like,
I guess it's worth it though. Like there was no complaints or anything from it, so they had a good time.
yeah, I just know we like to drink. I'm not trying to have a $200 fucking.
We're gonna be drinking in there. Nah, I'm gonna have to pay now.
Well, I'm gonna
It couldn't be a big day.
So the people who
Tequila day.
so the people
well,
who
when you bring something clear, like man, I got like
yeah.
I got like a silver Patron in my water bottle.
The big like the little liter bottle of water and then that shit be full of tequila.
Yeah, that's good. I can drink like Coronas and that.
Yeah, just add a little, just soup up the Corona on top of it.
sit there at the pool of 7.5 acres.
I don't know. My buddy Rick, man, his wife spent like all last week doing a 5-day tour of all the cool springs
What
from
in
like
Florida?
where they in West Chapel all the way to like Santa Fe, basically.
And how was that?
Rad, man.
Yeah.
She like documented like her whole trip and like, she like camped out man places and like went to like these springs, but like the spring was like the size of the drum room, dude. Like,
That's
you
pretty.
you like walked into this pool of water and like as soon as you went underwater, it went like 30 feet down, like some rad.
Is it
Middle of the woods,
yeah.
cool ass little springs. Like she went to Homosassa, Silver Springs, that kind of shit. But then she went to all these up in like around like Gainesville, like north of Gainesville kind of stuff. Like,
Oh wow! How long of a trip was that?
she made it into like a week, man. Her one of her girlfriends like took off and went camping, and a bunch of things.
So, what springs? That's have you been there before? In years.
I haven't been there in like a while, man. Like I did Rainbow River, 2 or 3 times. Like I used to like Homosassa all the time when I was younger. Like,
is that Rainbow River like a real popular, like tubing thing?
yeah, Rainbow River is like a big party. Everybody goes on the weekend and thing. But like Chaskawiska, which is like just south of Homosassa, is like a really small spring-fed creek. Like man, like that's where I caught fish, and like I actually want to take it back this winter.
Okay.
And just go like trolling motor, kayaks, canoe. There's boulders in the river, dude. If you try to like take like a real boat down it, like, you can see otters and turtles and like the gators.
Nice. That's the kind of water that I like. But
yeah, and like I need to go back there. Like the pictures she did, like some cool shit for like day trip, go like camp out one night, like hang out like. And
now, how was the tubing thing, the Rainbow River thing? Because I've heard everything about that. And
a lot of times you gotta take people, so you have 2 cars, so you can park one car at the end of the run, and like one people drive up, so like you got a car at the end because a lot of them like don't give you rides, that kind of thing.
Oh, okay. Is it just like a self-tubing thing, or
you get on a tube, man? You might have like a big Tupperware thing full of water, quote unquote water, whatever you want. You just go down the river, man.
Just float
down the river, dude. Fucking get drunk. And
how long does it take to float down the river?
It's a good couple 3 hours, man.
Is it really?
Yeah, like it's fucking fun though, man. You might see a gator go under you. Like there's like deeper parts of the river where there's a guy like actually under you, like going down the river and shit.
Oh.
You can see them.
I mean, have they had any instances with animals that are swimming through there? Or?
Nah, just the local.
What do you?
Like the local residents. Not really animals, just the people.
Why? What do they say? You local people, you gotta.
There's a lot of man. You're in the country, man. So there's for every week, and
Okay, so what is the problem?
Sometimes opinionated.
Okay, and what do they? Will they say something to him?
Yeah.
What you mean? Like they're floating down the river, or what?
Just man. I mean, just whatever.
I know you Shalana.
It's rednecks, man. Sometimes you gotta deal with some shit.
I mean, what kind of you dealing with it? That's what I'm trying to figure out. It's like you're bit in pieces. It's like you're taking them away.
Sometimes it's not.
Okay. So they have a problem with people with whatever they're doing on the tube.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like a big problem. Just sometimes it happens. I mean, not all the time. It's not like, oh, you get out.
They're not gonna pull a gun on you if they're shooting.
No.
No.
In my head, some shit talking.
Oh, like turn that shit down.
Yeah.
We don't need none of that, man. That kind of thing.
It happens.
I mean, that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or fishing.
Just yeah. It's not like a big deal. It's, man. If you got mouthy people with you and they mouth off the person, some shit.
Did you say something? Did you engage with redneck?
I mean, they just it's safe, man.
Okay, that's what you were earlier. I was just
Yeah, I mean, you're in redneck the southern area.
But did you engage with said person?
You're in the southern area.
I'm gonna take that as a yes. Yes, you engaged in activities southern.
Yeah, man. I don't know. It's cool, man. You should definitely go check it out. If you need to go down and go get in one of our springs, dude. Take a trip. Try to get a list from her, where she went.
Yeah. Trip.
It looked cool as shit.
Yeah, definitely sounds interesting.
He or she or whoever your friend is, visited that one called what's it called, the Devil Air, like that, to where it's you have to walk on a set of stairs to get to the you know what I'm talking about? It's like a cave.
I think there's 3 or 4 of those, man, that are like that.
Is it, okay, I thought it was one popular one that people always go to. I can't think of the name, but it was on the Travel Channel not too long ago.
I mean, there's a bunch of the Rainbow, the Wikiwachi one.
The Wikiwachi one's always been cold.
All fucking cold.
Like you walk in there and you're freezing.
Yeah, I mean it's all 70, low 70.
It's got to be lower than 70 then.
Well, you go during summertime, but you go back to the Rainbow River in the wintertime and freeze your balls off. You'll
3 mile slowly, tube. Is that
yeah. I mean, well, your belly, your front might be sunburnt, whatever's out of the water, but your ass and your nose will be cold.
I wouldn't doubt it. That would you roll down to the river with a tube?
Say that again.
Roll down the river in a tube? No.
Going tubing's fucking fun, dude.
All right, into different types of stories, and different types of talk. To pull up something real quick and put it in the show. Mark the Bartender, I appreciate it. The Tuesday. Soon we'll be in the studio. So I don't know when you'll be, but hopefully we'll be live soon. Get out of our bunkers and actually have a nice. Just
let's see what it looks like, man. Football here.
Yeah, no, I understand. So, Bartender Show, thank you guys for showing up, Jazz. I appreciate it, my friend. Mark the Bartender, I thank you as well. So,
yeah, man.
Next Tuesday, 8 o'clock, Bartender Show. Don't forget Sunday, 30. Be live with Belly and Bull. Hopefully his neck will be all right. So, live that. But thank you guys. Thank you, Sherry Rocks, the producer of the channel. Fine TV.
Thank you, man. You guys have a good weekend.
Fine TV for I am Bull. Guys, once again, thank you. I appreciate it. So,
Amen.
You guys are awesome. So, all right, and thank you to the listeners for listening to our show, especially for doing. So, on that note, thank you so much. Wear your mask. See you next time.